the simplest thing there is.
Facts.
I know exactly why it got me. I forgot. Okay, you should be able to hear them now, right?
Yo, 8 viewers? What's good?
You should be able to hear them now, right? I forget.
Yeah.
If I turn my OBS down, my entire desktop audio just goes. I forget that happens.
Chat, do you think we should play like some lo-fi music? John should play lo-fi music in the stream so you all stay interested.
Notice an audio.
Listen to your own music at your own time.
I could add music on the YouTube video.
Entertainment,
right?
Oh yeah. I forgot.
Notice an audio. Oh, sorry.
All right. Anyway,
that is a bad project.
Before Caleb rudely interrupted me during the intro.
Well, no one heard me interrupt. You just sounded like a spastic.
It just sounded like I was yelling, so you know that's when
you were just being a spastic, so it's fine.
But anyways, though. I'm here joined by our special guests, KingdomAce and Uniphication. I'll go ahead and let them tell you a little bit about themselves, starting with KingdomAce. So go ahead, Jordan.
Damn.
Hi. I'm KingdomAce. You know, you feel me? You heard of me before, right? Yeah.
Maybe.
I felt that. I felt that way.
No.
You know, I'm pretty much just a Kingdom Hearts speed runner. You know, that's pretty much all I do. 0.2, Kingdom Hearts 2, same thing. Out here getting 1 hour speed time. You feel me? But you know, subscribe. You know, follow. You know, I'm out here doing the dang.
Do neither of those things.
Oh yeah. By the way, Jordan over here, KingdomAce, he has just reached 700 subscribers. So.
Wow. Ripton do.
Hey, good looks. I appreciate it.
That's like 200 more subscribers. Wow.
Almost.
What?
Almost.
What?
What?
Okay. So all right, let's go ahead and let Uniphication introduce himself. I'm confused.
Hey guys, it's yeah.
He likes Kingdom Hearts, I guess.
I like that one actually. It's my favorite.
Wait, is that the Uniphication? The one with the green hat?
Holy shit!
Oh, bro,
green.
Big fan.
Is that Beanie Man? Oh my god.
Bro.
Beanie Boy.
Big fan.
Beanie Boy.
Bro, can we get hashtag Beanie Boy in the chat, please?
Hashtag Beanie Boy. Oh my god, that's the best thing ever.
Respect. Tell us a little bit more about yourself, Uniphication.
Hashtag Beanie Boy.
What do you like to do in your free time?
Go ahead. Right.
God damn, that man's inciting.
Bro, this dude has...
Holy shit, you really did that?
This is the best.
Damn. Okay.
Wait, guys. I don't think he's done yet. Hold up.
Okay. Oh.
Yo, really?
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
Oh, gee. Dude, he's stealing the show. We gotta get back on topic, bro.
All right,
Yo,
sorry.
real,
We'll talk about that later, but
Clout God himself, bro.
Jesus, man.
This man got 15 clout tokens, bro.
Yeah.
Hope y'all enjoyed my intro.
No problem.
It's all good.
Today, we're gonna be talking about the Game Award
video games.
I wasn't talking while they were doing that whole little bit. I was just laughing in the background. But yeah, I'm talking, Jaden. Hi. How are you doing? Sonic Tuber.
Jaden 2609.
Well, all these things about Uni are crazy. Right? Ultimate Dragon?
We got,
exactly.
In this call, we got Mr. Kingdom Hearts Tuber. We got Mr. What does Caleb do again?
Nothing
at all.
Overwatch.
He's
couch potato.
I thought he was the Pumpka player.
That's fair.
He's the Pumpka player.
Oh no, I'm the Tetris YouTuber. My bad.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I can destroy.
We got Noden.
I make competitive Tetris games.
We got Noden, the SoundCloud rapper. We got KingdomAce over here, the Dragon Ball tuber.
Hey, respect.
And we got Uniphication, the Speed Man.
Sonic Tuber.
Sonic Tuber himself.
The Speed Man.
Hey yo, Jaden2602, thank you for the bits, my dude. Really appreciate that. Alright, so real talk though, let's get started with this. So today we're going to be talking about the Game Award 2017 nominations and what we thought of them and what we thought about them. We're going to be going through the entire categories, all of them, like best game direction, game of the year, best narrative, all that good stuff. This episode may be long. Some of them we may have different opinions about. Like I'm sure there's going to be some arguments here and there, especially knowing me. I'm gonna say something stupid, or not stupid, something that's factual.
No, you're right.
Smart.
You're right.
It's
You're
factual.
right. You're
Yeah,
right.
something
Stupid.
factual. All right. So, anyways, let's get started. So, I'm gonna go ahead and start off.
What are the Game Awards, John? Go ahead. What are the Game Awards for those who don't know?
Yeah, explain.
For those who don't know, they're awards for games. Anyways, let's get on with the discussion. I'm gonna let John. I'm gonna let John take over.
Clear enough.
No, it's very clear. They're awards for games. Okay, so
Game Awards.
Hey,
All right.
hey,
Well,
Instructions were not
what
clear
are
enough.
games?
I got my dick caught in a ceiling fan.
I thought you were
What
gonna
are
say toaster,
games?
but okay.
All right.
The soapy
Oh,
toaster.
shut up! Shut your mouth.
So just go ahead, begin.
I mean,
Alright.
if you got your dick caught in a toaster, like, wouldn't that kind of be like?
Anyways,
It
I
would
think
sting.
the most important thing to discuss about this episode
Is
is
that
probably
being gay
the
since
biggest,
Caleb's here?
the biggest controversy in the whole Game Awards, the Game of the Year.
Yo, Jordan,
Award.
thank you for the bits, man. 10 bits, I appreciate
Dude,
it.
fucking PUBG. Why is PUBG here?
Right? That's what I was saying.
Okay, so let's
Why
do
is
this.
PUBG here? PUBG
Exactly.
should not be here. It's not even out of
Yo.
early access yet.
Adam, thank you for the host, my man. Alright, so let's like do this right. So we're gonna start off with Game of the Year. And here are the nominees for Game of the Year. Why? I did not, okay, until I started talking, I did not realize how long, like, my freaking host notification. I should probably not make that as long. Okay,
I noticed that yesterday.
so here are the Game of the Year nominees. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey, PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds, PUBG, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn. Which
Why is PUBG there 3 times?
Why is Persona 5 there?
I
It's
said
trash.
PUBG 3
Whoa,
times.
whoa.
I will PlayerUnknown's
fight you
Battlegrounds,
if
PUBG,
you
and
say
PUBG.
that again.
They're all there.
Yeah. All 3 of them.
Okay.
Well, so
Persona 5 is my vote.
I have voted for Zelda Breath of the Wild.
I voted for Super Mario Odyssey.
I have not even voted yet.
I
Wow,
voted
Caleb,
Persona
Jesus
5.
Christ.
I don't wanna make a Facebook account.
Just sit your ass, do it, dude.
Why isn't Bubsy on Game of the Year? Cause
Why
Why isn't
doesn't
Bubsy
deserve
for the
that?
Game Boy?
What's
Bro.
up, Anish? How are you doing?
Ultimate Dragon, you like freaking Dragon Ball. What?
I'm
Alright,
always, every time I log onto my Twitter account, all I see is Anish like getting roasted by someone.
It's funny because Anish is the first person to try to roast somebody. Let me stop. This is not what the stream's about.
Right?
You're trying to make us
Anyway.
stay on topic? Like, what's wrong with you?
Wow.
That's like an offense.
Is that
Okay,
true?
so, alright. I feel like Zelda deserves the Game of the Year. That's how I feel.
I got Odyssey on my backhand.
I feel like
Slap on my-
Odyssey deserves it.
Yeah.
Being someone
I
who
would
played
like
all
for
of them nominated, I don't know.
Persona 5 is amazing, but there's no way in hell it's winning. I don't know. I love Persona 5. It has my vote, but I don't think it's gonna win. I feel like Breath of the Wild is gonna win.
I feel like
Yeah.
PUBG is gonna win, and that's gonna make me really
Nah.
angry.
I would
I
be
think
really
so.
mad if
Casuals.
PUBG won.
I think PUBG
You have
will
all
win
those
too.
casuals.
If
I think all the
PUBG wins, I'm gonna
casuals are
so.
freaking
Bro, that's some nice internet you got there.
Oh, were you good?
Hello?
It's laggy. It's really laggy.
Yeah, I heard it too.
Yeah, I thought it was just me for a second.
Yeah,
Same.
I left the call thinking.
I'm
it
not
was
gonna
me.
lie, that was everyone for a minute.
Yeah, that was fucking awkward.
That was
yeah,
so
that
okay,
sucked.
so that was Discord. Alright. Well we got that problem solved. How many how many bits do you have to donate in order to kill the Dinkus?
300.
I don't know. I'd estimate maybe 100, 200. I think like 1 bit's like maybe 5 or 5 to 15, somewhere between there. I don't know. I think PUBG will win though, and here's why. Like,
Why?
PUBG has blown up so much. Like everyone, all the Twitch people are going to vote for PUBG. You're going to get a lot of casual voters voting for PUBG. and I feel like those things combined are gonna make PUBG win. PUBG's gonna win for the same reason Overwatch won last year. But to be fair, last year the only other competitor I feel against Overwatch was Uncharted 4. Because last year's Game Awards for Game of the Year was kind of eh. But I feel like the top 2 contenders to win are PUBG and Odyssey. I voted for Zelda, that's what I want to win, but realistically I think PUBG or Odyssey is going to win, just based off of popularity alone. And someone was trying to argue with me on Twitter, I forget who that was, I'm trying to think. Someone was telling me...
Argue with him.
I argue with a lot of people on Twitter. Someone...
That's the main reason why he has Twitter.
The truth. Yeah.
Or anybody has Twitter.
They're not wrong at all, because, like...
Yeah.
But Uncharted 4 wasn't even that good. I ended up just watching a Let's Play for that one.
I heard a lot of people say Uncharted 4 was like the best Uncharted game.
Yeah, honestly, I thought it was all right.
I didn't play it, honestly. I missed out on it.
I thought it was all right.
I need to play Uncharted in general.
It's very good.
Probably
None of them is better than The Last of Us. I feel like I think The Last of Us is some of Naughty Dog's best, honestly. But
I have
But
yeah.
What were you saying about PUBG and Twitter?
Oh yeah, someone was telling me, I know exactly who it was, but someone was telling me how PUBG, how does popularity equals a good game? Like, they're questioning, like, does popularity equal a good game? I was like, not necessarily, but popularity will get votes, so...
Yeah.
Like...
Well, there's 2 technicalities for why PUBG is on Game of the Year, because technically this, like, the Game Awards are in December, huh? They're in December, right? By then, PUBG will be released. It releases like early December, like December 6th, I think.
No, I think it's the 12th.
12th? I thought it was the 6th.
I'm about to look it up.
All right, I'm also doing another fact check too. But like, considering the fact that PUBG was released earlier this year and people are already nominated Game of the Year, just kind of, and it's not even out yet technically. Just shows the like massive like strength of PUBG's like player base and how the game is.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter. I wasn't on Twitter like John was, but I saw some people on Twitter complaining about PUBG being there. Well, I say that like you know, Breath of the Wild was an amazing game. Super Mario Odyssey looks incredible. Horizon Zero Dawn looks okay to me. And Persona 5 I haven't even watched yet. You know, these games all have their respective feels to them, but I also feel like PUBG itself has like kind of created a new wave in gaming now, because obviously we did have battle royale games before PUBG, like H1Z1 and other ones like Arma.
It's just a complete version of the mods the dude made. That's all it is.
Yeah,
it's not even like
it created a new wave in that one genre.
Yeah, but PUBG isn't really like. It's just riding off the new wave as its own complete game now. Like, it's... I don't know. It just seems like such a simple transition for it to be Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen this before. It's nothing revolutionary.
I don't know. Me being someone who plays PUBG, I think PUBG is fantastic. I think it's a great game, honestly. Do I think it's better than Fortnite? That's debatable. Do I think Fortnite should have been the nominee instead? Not necessarily.
No. Hell no.
Battle Royale isn't. Fortnite isn't out yet either. So I mean, if I say I prefer Fortnite to be on there instead of PUBG, then that's being hypocritical to me saying PUBG shouldn't be on there because the game isn't officially out yet.
And I just feel like it's the full game of what used to be a mod. So that alone makes it feel like I don't really. It just doesn't seem like it deserves it to me.
Mm-hmm.
Over all these other games that had insane development.
Yeah,
but it's like PUBG took like the simple idea of those mods and like revolutionized it for like the whole for the whole gaming community. There's more games coming out now trying to do it now.
But it did that back when the whole battle royale kind of thing was getting big.
Yeah,
it's just this year that
Arma 3.
Yeah. Which is why I'm saying like then it was, but now it's like it just happened to get more popular. It's not like a revolutionary thing or anything. It just happened to blow up.
It just happened to be the best of these battle royale games.
I mean, when you think about it though, like it doesn't have to be relevant.
It's not much different either. Like it's.
Like, the fact that you said, like, it blew up is kind of a reason alone for it to be on Game of the Year. Like, that's the reason it's on it, because of how popular it is.
It only took, like, 6 months for it to come out on Steam and beat Dota 2.
How long has it been?
Dota 2.
It hasn't been doing it consistently. Like, it only beat Dota 2, like, what, one time? That's still, like, pretty impressive.
I'm looking it up right now. Let me look this
like,
up right now.
How long has PUBG been, like, the #1 game on Steam? Like, three months now, maybe? Something like that. I don't know. I don't know. It's hard for me to say, like, it's not deserving, because I feel like the game's fun enough and people enjoy it enough to the point where it deserves a nomination. But I do, it's, like, weird. Like, I'm, like, in between, because I definitely see other people's points, but I don't feel like it's not deserving of a nomination. I definitely feel like it deserves it. Even if it's not fully out yet, like, the simple fact that the game has just grew as much as it has over the span of time it did.
But that's the thing about it. The Game of the Year thing, like, it's not supposed to be a popularity contest.
It isn't.
Because a popularity contest, literally, that will change no matter every time you do it. Because popularity changes, it can change in a day's notice. So, like, as soon as something else comes out, people will completely forget about what they were just on and go to this new thing and completely forget how good something else was. That's why I feel like they shouldn't put PUBG on the list, mainly because they should at least wait till the game is out and give it some time for people to actually enjoy what the game truly is. Because as of right now, we haven't experienced what PUBG actually is supposed to be, the final product of PUBG. So I feel like, why is it shouldn't be on there until it's finished, like these other games were. Because if that were the case, then every company should just, like, even for console, they should just release games early, and then we all judge them based off their betas or their early access version. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, is that I feel like, personally, if a game is Game of the Year, it needs to be out so I can judge this game based on, like, say PUBG doesn't win and Odyssey wins, but then when PUBG comes out, it's way better. It's way better than its early access version was, that all we've been playing all this time. But then now, since it comes out later this year, we're gonna be like, oh shoot, this game should have deserved Game of the Year now that it's officially out, because it added so much new stuff. But we already picked Game of the Year, so this game deserves it more than the game that we chose. That's what I'm saying. At least let it be out and have time to get super popular and get real reviews for it, than just be in early access. That's like judging Subnautica, when Subnautica has been early access for years and people don't even know when it's going to come out. I don't think we should judge it now when it's not out yet, when they're still doing big changes to it, you know? Like, even though if you go on the test server for PUBG now, we're seeing huge changes. So if you were not to even test the test server, if you were not to play that and judge PUBG, say you don't even like PUBG, but then you go and play the test server and like, whoa, this is way better. Like this went from a 6 to like a 9 for me. So that can completely change your perspective. That's why I'm saying we should wait till the game is officially out so we know what the game is truly all about.
And I agree with you. I'm just not surprised that it's on the list, like, at all. Neither am I angry that it's on the list, because I can see this being a thing. Like, if PUBG wins this year, that this is just gonna confirm what I think right now. I feel like over the next, like, few years, because multiplayer, like, games like these like, not really MMOs, because PUBG's not like an MMO, but like these huge online games, like, not like Call of Duty where there's 12 players a game, but games where there's like 100 people, 50 people in like one game playing at once, which make them big, like Twitch games, stream games, which plays a factor in these games' popularity, especially Battle Royales. That's why you see games like League of Legends played all the time, Dota, all those like MOBAs and shit, because they're long games last long, and they're entertaining to watch on stream. I just have a feeling that the games over the next few years that win Game of the Year are going to end up being Twitch games, because Twitch is starting to become like a heavy influence in like what games become popular.
Yeah. But in terms of the early access thing with PUBG and being nominated, I do agree that like we probably should have gave PUBG time to evolve. But I would say that if you were to ignore that PUBG as an early access game has already granted so much out of the community, out of the new community that it's made from such a simple idea that this, developer is finally completed fully or is still going on with more updates. It's only early access, probably like 6-7 months old now, yet it's already making waves. It's already beat Dota 2 League. It's already top streamed on Twitch. Ignoring that as an aspect for Game of the Year does not make any sense though.
Adding to that, I'd say that even no matter all these new games keep coming out, PC gaming wise, I'm referring to specifically Steam. It doesn't matter what games come out. I've checked every time a major release of a game has come out, and every single time, PUBG was still the #1 most globally bought game at that time. Because you can check the global top sellers, and PUBG was always #1. While the newly released game, like when World War II came out, like as well, when I checked, that was the last time. It was #2 instead of #1. And PUBG has stayed like that.
But
literally,
that's not that
PUBG has been it for like the last 6 months. So it's like, it's crazy how big and like PUBG has gotten in its short amount of time.
Think about it. Like, I'm looking at the thing right now. The current players of PUBG on Steam is 400,000. Today's peak was over 2 million of players got on to PUBG. Over 2 million players got on today. Dota 2 used to dominate the these trends, and it's only got 600,000 people on their game.
PUBG came out the gate breaking records, dude. Wow.
Yeah, it just came out. Everyone was excited for it, and when they got excited, it actually lived up to the hype. Quotation. It's not many games get super hyped, and then you play it, and then like it lives up to what it was expecting. There's only like certain companies that you can expect that from. Nintendo, other game companies that big. When it came out of more of like an indie studio too, where everyone's just going, "What the hell? This game is amazing."
Like I wouldn't be surprised if later down the line, because like with how H1Z1 and PUB did all these things with the early access junk Fortnite. I wouldn't be surprised if more multiplayer games start doing the early access thing and start getting Game of the Year too. And that's a bad direction to head, I feel. But I mean, hey, people are having fun. Whatever.
I honestly feel that most games won't ever pull it off like PUBG was able to. There'd be some contenders that would be able to do at least half of what PUBG can do. But like just seeing that's like
there won't be another game like PUBG for a while.
I can't think. Can you guys think of any early access game that has ever even like come the tiniest bit close to what PUBG has amounted when it first came out? I haven't seen an early access game do that ever.
Like close. Fortnite has. Fortnite has gone close. When Fortnite first came out, Fortnite was pretty huge.
Well, I will say,
not super close, but like close.
As of November 6th, Fortnite actually surpassed PUBG with 20 million players, but PUBG just hit it too. But it hit on November 6th. That's when Fortnite hit it first. It hasn't been updated since then, so I mean you'd have to manually check yourself. But it was reported that Fortnite did surpass PUBG. That's probably what makes it easier is that one, Fortnite is free, and two, it's available on every console.
The reason half the people went to Fortnite, honestly, is because like
it's free.
Yeah, it's free man's pub. People went there because they saw all this hype behind PUBG. They're like, man, I don't have the money for it.
That's exactly what happened with Paladins.
You heard about this game called Fortnite? It's free, man. You know what? I'm gonna hop on that link. Like
that's how people treated TF2 with CS:GO.
I mean, it's true,
even though it's completely different.
Honestly, even excluding the fact that it's free, it honestly still did really good for a free game. In the first 2 weeks of its release for Battle Royale, it hit 10 million players and it hit 44 million number of hours played. Like
that's wild, dude.
Like it was in the hundreds of millions of like walls, stairs, and stuff built in the game and stuff. Like people actually went crazy. Honestly, me personally, I don't like saying what's better than like Fortnite or PUBG. Do I feel like Fortnite should have been more on the list? Yes, I do.
No.
But I personally think so because I play both a lot and I have a lot of fun with both. But I do feel like they're two completely different like games in a sense, even though they're in the same genre. You just get two completely different feels. One's more lighthearted while still being super competitive, while the other is really competitive and it's more intensive to where you can't like be like listening to loud music or something while you're playing and you have to focus and listen for footsteps and go prone and hide in grass and bushes and stuff like that. So it's two completely different things, but I do believe honestly that I think Fortnite is doing really well too, but PUBG has been out longer than Fortnite Battle Royale, so its spot on this list was probably secured longer than we realized. So
yeah, all right. So is there any final like add-ons to any of that? Because we've been talking about Fortnite, PUBG for 30 minutes.
Well,
yep.
Last thing I want to say about it is that like I will vote for PUBG. Just because I've seen the waves that it's made, and I actually do really support the game and where it's going in terms of its development. But to be honest, if it deserves Game of the Year, I don't think so. I don't think the mechanics are like, even though it opened up a new wave of like gaming, I don't think it can like, it really should stand up to Odyssey.
Yeah, are there other games that deserve it more? Hell yeah.
But I would always argue, well, not now, but and maybe like a later day, I would argue against like you know, Breath of the Wild versus Skyrim. That's just because. But or like Horizon Zero Dawn got beat out by Breath of the Wild.
That
and
was a stupid play. That
never touched Persona 5, so I can't judge it. It just looks pretty. I don't know about the gameplay. It just looks pretty.
Ooh,
but
okay.
I will vote for PUBG. But I do hope, or not hope, but I do actually believe that Odyssey would win. Just because it's like it's Nintendo. No one can really argue with Nintendo. It's kind of like the Oprah Winfrey of the gaming industry.
Yeah, I feel like Odyssey is the most likely to win because a lot of people are going to vote for Odyssey just because it's Mario. Mario is such a recognizable name. I mean, it's almost as recognizable. I mean, Zelda's almost as like recognizable as Mario, but like nah,
definitely
like, not like. I feel like Zelda's like, no disrespect towards the Zelda series, but like Zelda from what I've seen is always like an afterthought when it comes to games. It's like people know what's good, but like they don't feel a need to say it all the time.
Yeah, Zelda's not as old as Mario either. So like people like even like our parents were playing Mario like when they were younger. My parents were. So like, and it's been around a long time. Zelda has been around for a long time, for about 25 years now, maybe 26 now actually. But it's still not Mario. And Mario has had way more games, even games you probably don't even realize exist. Like Mario, like being in the military and stuff. Mario is missing and stuff. Like it's crazy. There's so many Mario games out. And
Luigi games that count as Mario games. So yeah.
The Luigi games that count as Mario games. Paper Mario games. Mario Kart. Mario Party. Mario Golf. Everything.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So are there any last statements regarding Game of the Year before I move on to Best Game Direction?
None at all.
Any from you, Uni?
Persona 5.
All right.
Go Persona 5.
All right. Okay, so we're going to move on to Best Game Direction. What this category is basically awarded to a game studio for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. Okay, so here are the nominees for that. Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7, Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey, and Horizon Zero Dawn. I voted for Breath of the Wild for this one as well.
Wait.
I did a Resident Evil 7.
Repeat that again, my bad.
What, for the nominees?
Yeah.
Wolfenstein 2.
What topic?
Best Game Direction.
Okay, yeah.
All right. So I voted for Resident Evil 7 for that one, me personally.
I voted for Zelda Breath of the Wild because I voted this based off of you know, what I would like to see games do more in the future, and that I would like to see more games like Zelda, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. And I haven't actually finished playing Resident Evil 7. I played a little bit of the demo that was on PS4, but like from what I've played and from what I've seen online, this game's like direction-wise, like when it comes more to art direction in general, like creative visuals and stuff, I think it's a fantastic game that I enjoyed it a lot.
I don't know enough about Wolfenstein 2 to vote for it. I just know that Wolfenstein 2 has a really good story. That's the most I know about it.
And
Nazis. Zelda.
I just voted for Wolfenstein 2 because I actually really love I really love the everything about it, because it's like, I don't know, it's just like the kind of different take on the the FPS solo shooter.
Yeah, like that's why
I just like that. It's like if Doom and Titanfall had like a steampunk cyber baby. It's like amazing.
I voted Zelda mainly because there have been many Zelda games out in the past, and they've all, from a certain degree, had big similarities, while this one literally pushed the Zelda series further, but not just the Zelda series in a new direction. It pushed adventure open world games to a new direction, like to where people that like the Bethesda that makes freaking Skyrim and other open world games, that they can learn from this, like add more, like the whole ambiance of Zelda made it incredible. I've never seen a game go down that path. Like, it's one thing when you're watching the game, but when you actually play it and have the headphones on, you are in this world. It's unlike anything I've ever played. And I've played so many games before.
It looks like a true open world game.
It honestly I have over 100 hours in the game, and I haven't even hit like 25% of the map yet. I've hit like 24% of it. There's so much in this world. It's insane how big they made this world. Right when you feel like you've been everywhere, you realize you just hit another milestone, but you still have a long way to go, sort of thing. And that's what I really liked about this direction, this genre of gaming. That's why I voted for Breath of the Wild.
Anyone else want to?
I want to hear some input from Uni.
You
did. What are we talking about again?
We're talking about best game direction, and what did you choose out of Wolfenstein 2, Resident Evil 7, Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, or Horizon Zero Dawn?
Honestly, I'd say Breath of the Wild for this one.
It just
okay.
I felt like it really deserved it, honestly.
Yeah.
It did really good for the series, and Uni being someone who also isn't new to the Zelda series, I'm sure he can agree. It really pushed the Zelda series in a completely new direction.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys think about Horizon Zero Dawn, by the way?
Never played it.
It's nominated a lot.
But it looked really good.
I haven't either.
It's good. Yeah.
From what I can tell, it seems like a pretty strong game. Just the decision to release it the day it was released was the stupidest decision I've ever seen in my life. Because then it went under the radar. No one knows about this game. The people that nominated it, or is nominated because like they gave it the second, they had the PlayStation, they didn't have the Switch or the Wii U. So they're like, okay, I'm gonna try the PlayStation version of it. That's how I feel.
Horizon was really successful though. It's just like
it was actually
you may not hear people talk about it constantly, but it was really successful. Like I think it was close to as successful as Breath of the Wild, if not more.
It was close.
Cause you see them advertise this game a lot. Horizon Zero Dawn is like they've been advertising this game nonstop. Like imagine like how Square Enix have been treating Final Fantasy 15. That's how Sony's been treating Horizon Zero Dawn. Like I remember like the hype to that game too. I was like, yo, this game looks so good. This has to be a day one buy. I never ended up buying it, of course. I didn't have the money at the time. It's just that during this time, like everyone was just talking about Zelda. Like even though a lot of people still bought Horizon Zero Dawn, a lot more people were talking about Zelda. Like the people that bought Zelda were way more vocal than the people who bought Horizon Zero Dawn. I don't want to sit here and say like Horizon's like a good second to Breath of the Wild because I haven't played either of them. Because I've definitely watched way more Zelda than I have Horizon Zero Dawn. But I do know that when I get the chance to play Horizon Zero Dawn, that I will enjoy it because the game is an open world game, and I know it's a very narrative driven game too, gameplay driven as well. So I'm looking forward to the chance I get to play it.
Definitely. I mean, like, I remember we saw that back E3, last E3, I believe.
Yeah.
I
was like, what is this?
Yeah.
I got really excited for it.
I thought it was great, bro.
It looked good. It looked like it had potential.
Like that game, aside from I forget, what is Hellblade? What console is Hellblade on? Is that on PlayStation?
I thought that was on freaking PC.
I think it's on.
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know, but I know Hellblade is like one of the best looking games of all time. Horizon Zero Dawn is up there too. Horizon looks beautiful. Like if you have a 4K TV, if you have the whole like setup for to get it, to have a PS4 Pro and Xbox One X, you know that these games like look great. Like, so yeah, Horizon Zero Dawn is definitely up there for one of the best looking games. I just feel like Horizon Zero Dawn is going to win quite a few of these awards. Not because people vote for him, but because of PlayStation. Nah, definitely not.
I feel like the competition that they're running against is too strong for them to keep up with.
Maybe. I don't know. Hellblade is on PS4 and PC. All right. Okay, so is there anything else anyone wants to say about best game direction?
About Odyssey, it's Odyssey. That's all you need to say.
Yeah.
Odyssey, I don't know what to say about the direction. I mean, it's another like. It's not really open world. It's like it's a very expansive like platformer, and that would be my second choice if I didn't vote Breath of the Wild, because I love open world games. That's the reason I voted for Breath of the Wild, because I want to see more open world games that aren't just like, okay, the place is open but there's nothing to do. Like, I love games like Breath of the Wild where it's open world but there's stuff to do everywhere and materials to collect. Everything in Breath of the Wild in that open world is interactive, and that's something that is great about that game, and I can't wait till I get a chance to play it. A lot of these games, by the way, I'm just speaking based off of what I've seen. You guys are probably going to yell at me about that, but I don't feel like that's why I'm kind of a little bit conservative about these, because I haven't played a lot of these games. I honestly missed out on a lot in 2017. I missed out on Persona, Zelda, Odyssey. Luckily, I'm getting a Switch this December, so I will be able to experience these games, and you will hear me talk about them a lot, because after I get my Switch, I will be doing an episode of Homeworld Podcast on the Nintendo Switch. It'll be a good time, too, as well, because, you know, developers at the end of the year are going to release their sales and stuff for their consoles again, because, like, kind of like that quarterly thing. So I'm really looking forward to that. But,
yeah,
like, nothing else to say about best game direction for you guys?
Nope.
All right, so let's move on to best narrative. Now, this is one I know Jordan's going to have fun talking about because he's a lore freak. So best narrative for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. So this is
easy.
These nominations, these aren't the nominations I expected, but these are pretty good nominations. What Remains of Edith Finch. I don't know what that game is, but if you have played it, then tell me all about it, please. Nier Automata. Nier Automata. I say it wrong. I'm sorry.
It's actually Automata.
Automata. Okay. Well, I hear people say Nier Automata a lot. Okay.
Who says Automata?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
I heard Adam say Automata, and I heard a bunch of my other friends say it.
It's like the same thing though. So.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Okay. Third one is Hellblade. I haven't played that game. I don't even hear people talk about that game that much. The only thing I hear people say when they talk about that game is how beautiful it looks, because that game is the most realistic game I think I've ever seen in my life. After Hellblade is Wolfenstein 2, of course, and then there's Horizon Zero Dawn again. This is the This is the third nomination in a row for Horizon Zero Dawn, so that's pretty good. That shows you how well the game did. Or maybe Sony's like, you know, hey, nominate us. Because there's a lot of like there's one like category that's just all Sony games, and it's crazy. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, but what do you think about best narrative? I voted for Wolfenstein 2.
Nier Automata has my
Automata.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the story, so I just voted for Nier just by how it looked.
I voted Wolfenstein because
really like
I kind of have favoritism, because like I really like the reason I nominated that is because first-person shooters have kind of fallen back and they haven't been as story-driven as they once were. And I feel like if Wolfenstein 2 can win a couple of these awards regarding narrative, I feel like it will inspire other developers of these FPSs to do more narrative-driven like stuff. Some people may say, I just want to play a multiplayer game. Like that's why a lot of us buy first-person shooters nowadays. But I really do like the I love story. I love story just as much as Jordan does. I'm not going to sit here and say I like story over gameplay like Jordan does, not trying to throw shade, but I do love my story. Okay, so what do you guys?
He's gone.
I voted Nier mainly because I personally have experienced this game. And I didn't beat Horizon Zero Dawn, so I wasn't going to include it. And honestly, I don't know anything about the other games. So, but I do know that Wolfenstein 2 does have a really good story from what I've heard. So
I'm gonna play it when I get around to it.
When I went into consideration for this, because I honestly thought about skipping this because I wasn't sure, but I did beat Nier, and honestly, Nier's story was so good to where I didn't know how to feel afterwards. And there's a big misconception about Nier. A lot of people were saying Nier was short and everything like that, when most of the time, a lot of these people were casual people. They didn't realize Nier actually has 3 stories in it. So if you see any gameplay of just 2B, that's literally just a third of the game. And honestly, I feel like her story was the weakest of the 3, because you didn't really get into the meat of the story until the second story. I felt like, honestly, this was a direction I had not seen before, and it was such an immersive story. I'm just gonna say a little summary of it, like no spoilers or anything like that. Like, this story takes place millions and millions of years after like our normal society on Earth has ended, and now it's infested with what they call machines, and now humans use androids that are specifically different from machines because they have artificial intelligence and stuff created by humans to clear away all the machines on the Earth, so one day humans can repopulate the Earth again. Now they've been driven away from the Earth, from the machines, to live on the moon now for the last few million years. And it was absolutely incredible. I didn't know that they could still, honestly, as time goes on, I've been feeling like I felt like nowadays a lot of companies, only certain companies can really trigger my emotions in a video game, and it's always like Zelda, Kingdom Hearts, or something by Naughty Dog, honestly. But when Platinum Games came at me like this, bro, when Platinum Games came at me like this, I wasn't expecting that. I thought I was just playing here for some fast-paced action that I thought I could do some really good combos with, but instead all I got was depression, and I didn't know how to feel. And honestly, it hit me just as hard as this anime Steins Gate did in terms of like lore and alongside good gameplay. So that personally is why, as soon as I saw this list, after I broke out of the whole maybe I shouldn't vote at all thing because I only played one and I felt like that's kind of not fair, I was just like, no, straight up Nier. It deserves it. It's the only one I know for a fact deserves this spot. So that's just why I chose Nier.
That's fair. Caleb?
Nier just looked like, mostly because of Donkey's video. Donkey's video of Nier basically made me want to play Nier. Just by the comedy of it. Not even the gameplay, not even the story. The comedy they have in it is just too funny for me, like, to not want to play it. I still haven't got my hands on it, and I still really want to get it. I would have voted Wolfenstein 2 if Nier was not on there. And that's basically my thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Very simple.
Simple little boy.
All right.
Simple little thought.
Okay, so I'm do this. Uni, where are you?
Uni, not
guys,
here.
put your hand. Guys, give the Homeworld podcast your power. We're going to summon Uni.
Uni left.
He just straight up left.
He's offline now.
Yeah, he's not even online.
Must have disconnected or something. Okay.
You seem tired or depressed.
Yeah. I'm tired.
Either one.
Distracted.
Alright.
Like he was playing Kingdom Hearts or something.
Okay, so let's move on to...
I don't know why PUBG is even going to console. What a great special guest. You know, right?
Yeah, right? Uni's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, Jordan's
at least
great,
we have,
right?
at least we have KingdomAce, right?
Jordan's amazing.
You're funny.
ProdigyxCD.
Alright.
It says ProdigyxCD, his own words. John, what are the nominees for Art Direction? Please, tell us.
Please,
we are
you
eager.
tell us, Nick.
Alright, cool. Art Direction. Best Art Direction for outstanding creative and/or technical achievement, artistic design, and animation.
Oh, God.
Here are the nominees. Destiny 2, Cuphead. Alright, Destiny 2, Cuphead, The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, Persona 5, and Horizon Zero Dawn.
Well,
right off the bat, Cuphead for me. I voted Cuphead.
Here we go. So,
right.
here, let me just get this out the way. You do not know. Okay, so I really badly wanted to vote for Cuphead. But the thing about voting for Cuphead that I found was that I adore the art style, but I felt like since Persona 5 was on this nominee list, that Persona 5 should get it. Because there's other things I voted for Cuphead for. There's definitely one game, one department where we know for a fact Cuphead's going to win, but we're going to get there later.
Sorry.
No, we're going to get there later, Nick.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But
Go ahead.
I have to say, from what I saw from Persona 5, Cuphead has more charm, right? Just straight up, I'll say that completely. Cuphead has way more charm than what I saw with Persona 5. But Persona 5, the technical skill that went into Persona 5 cannot be out-questioned. I love Cuphead, and I love its art direction, but like Persona 5, it aches me to like not vote for that game. Mm-hmm. I do still love Cuphead more than Persona 5, as I know more about Cuphead than Persona 5. But I just had to give Persona 5 the vote.
Okay. All right. Jordan, you?
Okay. Like, there was some, like, for those of you guys that know, there was, like, some big stuff on Twitter that we were all talking about this. And a lot of people feel that Cuphead deserves the Best Art Direction award. But I don't think so, though the art style is fantastic and what they did was honestly worthy of praise. But I don't feel like it deserves the Best Art Direction, because art direction, I feel, is more like a type of art style or type of animation in a video game that inspires other developers to do the same, till one day maybe it can become a social norm, a norm for video games to become a simplistic style. But I felt like Cuphead didn't do that, and I think I felt Cuphead is supposed to be a one-time wonder to where it becomes a gem that we all look back to constantly as we keep going and going. Be like, bro, you remember how good Cuphead looked? Bro, in 2017, we got a game like that. That's incredible. But I don't feel like many game developers are gonna do something like that again. Maybe Studio MDHR is gonna try it again for another game, but I feel like they're the only people that are gonna do something like maybe some indie developers, maybe, but even then, most 2D games like that aren't drawn like that, aren't throwbacks to 30s. The only throwback type of game that we've gotten in a long time is Bendy and the Ink Machine. And even then, it's supposed to take place in this same type of time period, but it's a 3D game. So I didn't feel like it deserved the art direction award because it wasn't a type of direction, merely just a throwback. I believe the only game that really deserved art direction was Persona 5. Mainly, I didn't choose Breath of the Wild like I wanted to, or Destiny 2, really, because the best artwork for Destiny 2 and Zelda,
cell shading.
It was cell shading. It wasn't anything revolutionary. It looked good for a Zelda game because we never saw that, but it wasn't something that I can see inspiring other game developers, and neither the same with Destiny 2.
You could give it to
fantastic.
You could give it to Destiny too, off of its environments, because its environments were pretty great. So that you could give that as the artistic thing. But
I thought about that too, but Destiny 1 did the same thing. Like, the overall world itself wasn't that different. I mean, it looks really good. Like, you could tell it looks like more sharper and stuff like that, but other than that, it wasn't anything revolutionary. It's too close to what Destiny 1 looked like, I felt like. So, personally, me being someone who played both Destiny 1 and Destiny 2, it was just too similar, and I didn't feel like it did anything arc-wise. Horizon Zero Dawn, it looked good. It was fantastic. It came out before Breath of the Wild, so that was really close with me. But honestly, Persona 5's animation and sleek, like, stylish gameplay alongside its menus and every portion of the game, whether you're walking downtown or in a battle in a palace, I felt like I was so impressed with this look anytime during the game, and I didn't feel that same. I got over it way quicker than even games like Horizon Zero Dawn and Breath of the Wild. So for me, it was an automatic Persona 5.
Yeah, I feel like for me with Cuphead, it's pretty much like all the reasons why you didn't vote for it were kind of the reasons why I voted for it, personally, because like the animation it's throwback, but I feel like what it does for animation is like absolutely incredible, because like I can't remember the last time we've had anything that was like animated traditionally, hand drawn, like on paper first.
But like,
that's I think that's the biggest thing it does for me, was the hand drawn, the traditional aspect of it was really, it was really important to see. I feel like for the animation industry, because we haven't seen that in years.
That's cool and all, but like, there's a reason we haven't seen that in years.
Yeah,
it's difficult to do. It's difficult as hell to do.
It's really difficult to do.
You can give them that for.
People are gonna do it often.
You can give them that for like the effort, but like I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna vote based off of like what they want me to vote for, and that's what looks the best to me, and what looks the most visually appealing is Persona. Cuphead does look great. Like it's amazing. Well, it's an amazing throwback. But I don't think it should win this award. I think this award should go to Persona 5. Now, anything else anyone has to say on that before we move on?
With the reasons, okay, so I know like some reasons people like, I know this is why Jordan voted for it, and it's a fine reason to vote for like games and stuff on this list, for like you vote for a game to like for like what maybe should be what, like you vote for a game for it to maybe become like a norm after it wins that award, like for the type of style. And while I don't really think Cuphead should become a norm for like necessarily for like style, like it's a once in a lifetime gem type thing, but I feel like the reason why I voted for it mainly just because it does deserve the praise. And I feel like with like all the effort and stuff they did put into it, and
understandable.
Yeah, and personally, just the visually appealing. This game is the most visually appealing out of like all the other games in the list for me personally.
That's fine. All right, so let's move on.
John with that.
So we're gonna move on to best score / music. For outstanding music, exclusive of score, original song, and / or licensed soundtrack. So here are the nominees: Destiny 2, Cuphead, Nier Automata, The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, Odyssey, and Persona 5. I voted Odyssey for best music.
I voted Cuphead again.
I voted Cuphead in this one.
Yeah, Cuphead did have some good music.
Cuphead's music was fantastic.
I'll say Cuphead Cuphead music was really good, and that's why I felt like this music, like these nominees, they fit so well. I literally have some music from each of these games on my phone. Like I literally have Destiny 2, Cuphead, Nier, Zelda. I have all of this on my phone, and it's just that's what made it so hard for me. But literally, two of these games,
Odyssey is the most feel good music for me. Really, and I liked it.
Like I only started dancing to two of these games' music. Like it was Odyssey and Persona 5. Like it was Odyssey's music is so good. Like during my stream of it, I couldn't stop dancing. Every time I went to a new area, I was like, bro, the music is so good. But Persona 5's music hit me in a different direction to where it was so good that like
it was immersive music.
It became a part of me. It was so much to the point where the hours, like I used to like work at Wendy's, and I would be like doing 12-hour shifts and stuff. And during that time, instead of listening to Odyssey music, I would listen to Persona 5 music, and it would take me through those entire shifts. Not just listening to one song, of course. Literally, 90% of their music was something that I couldn't put down. And I would hate to listen to one more than once because I want to love this other song too for a minute too, and then I want to switch to the other song because I love that one too. And it was just like I actually went and learned the names of all of these songs, while I can't tell you the names of any song except for one from Odyssey, and that's Jump Up Superstar. I'm pretty sure most of us can't tell you the name of any of these other songs.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I voted Persona 5.
What about you, Caleb and Nick? I know you guys haven't played too many of these, but tell me if you can.
Well,
I like.
All right,
Odyssey
so
music.
for me, definitely Cuphead. Mostly like, again, I will put the traditional factor as a reason why I voted for it. I put that as like a notable reason at least. But I felt the music was fantastic because, you know, as a big jazz fan, it was great to hear like jazz music in a video game because I haven't heard that before, at least in a while. It's been a long time since I've heard of like ragtime classic jazz in it. And not only is the music fantastic, I also appreciate the fact that it all is an originally composed band. Like there's no synths or any like digital like components to it. It's all just an original live band recording of the music, you know. So it's like that was a big factor.
Well, yeah. So to basically build off of Nick's point, because that's basically my point too. Destiny 2, I haven't heard nothing from Nier.
Let's
first get that out the way. I'm gonna get this out the way. I've never heard any song from Nier. I'm gonna be honest. So I didn't vote for it because I didn't know.
That's fine.
Persona 5, I only know, you know, the meme song, the song that they made to the meme, the main theme.
Yeah. The battle theme. Yeah.
Odyssey's music might have one or two special soundtracks to it. Destiny 2's music, I personally can't listen to it without being immersed in the world itself. Same with Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild doesn't even have that much music. That's the crazy part that got nominated.
It doesn't. It only has like one. Like it has 3 like voice acted songs, while the rest is just background music. But to me, I don't care. I love just like background music. I mainly listen to that type of music. So
like instrumentals.
It literally didn't matter to me what kind of music it was. I still like took it as it was, I guess.
Like Odyssey. Okay, here's my thing. Because although I haven't played all of these games, I played Destiny 2. And I played the demo of Nier Automata, which doesn't count for anything. But Destiny 2 has some great music, but it's the type of music like kind of like with me for Persona. I feel like I like Persona's music. I can listen to it. I've listened to some of its soundtrack on my own, but I can't like binge listen to it like I do with other songs. Like Caleb, Nick, you know me with music. When I listen to something, when I find something new, I'm gonna listen to that for days, weeks on end, and never stop talking about it. Destiny 2 had great music, but I have to play the game for me to really like listen to the music. Cuphead has some great music. I can listen to that on my own time, but I didn't vote for it. Nier's music is really good. It has some really good sound effects, which is part of the next category. Breath of the Wild, the music that is in it is great, but doesn't have that much music in it, so I couldn't vote for it. Odyssey has consistently good music. Odyssey just has that feel-good music, like with video games that I love. Like it's one of the reasons I go back all the time and listen to like the Jack and Dexter soundtrack. Or what's another game? The Ratchet and Clank soundtrack. Games like that. Like, it's feel-good music. I love feel-good music. Like that.
Yeah.
It's very happy-go-lucky. It just makes you want to get up and dance, you know? Persona 5, I already gave my opinion on that. Is there anyone else that wants to say anything?
I still didn't finish my Cuphead point.
Go ahead. Finish it.
But, let's say this. Maybe it's the same thing that Nick said, but like the fact that they did have a real life band, not just for the style of the music, but to go with the rawness of what the animation in the game itself is. The fact that they blended the music with the visuals so perfectly just got me my vote as well. That, and I'm a very big, I love jazz, right? And there's a lot of jazz, like a lot of hardcore jazz in this soundtrack.
That's what it is, yeah. It's ragtime jazz, yeah.
And what happened while I was playing it Also, it's also biased because I haven't really played any of these other games other than Cuphead, to be honest. But I could just tell by how sometimes in the middle of a level, I would stop everything, find the soundtrack online, and then just go ham on it. Like, it was that powerful. Especially, like, for example, the flower boss that I had. That's my mom in the background. They're the flower boss that I listened to, that I fought. The music was insane that I had to get up I had to like go crazy to it because it just hit hard.
It did.
That's why I like Cuphead.
It felt like
definitely.
old school like cartoons. Honestly,
Yeah,
it was
and that's
really good.
Yeah, and that's another reason too. Like the music fits the game so extremely well. Like it fits the game perfectly.
Thing.
Yeah, like the music fits the style of the game perfectly.
Yeah.
So,
all right, so now we're gonna go ahead and move on to best audio design. This is recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. What this basically means is like sound effects in game, like how in Breath of the Wild you hear the wind and trees like whistle with the wind and stuff like that. So for this, I voted Breath of the Wild. The nominees are Destiny 2, Hellblade, Resident Evil, Breath of the Wild, and Mario Odyssey. I voted Breath of the Wild because Breath of the Wild's in-game like sound, it just makes you so immersed, I feel.
You can really add on to that, honestly. For those of you guys that haven't played Breath of the Wild, like, normally doesn't have music in it. Music only comes into play during a cutscene when you find a memory, a cutscene during a boss fight, or a cutscene during a mini boss fight. That's literally the only time the music is in the game. But other than that, it's all nature sounds. So you can hear butterflies, the grass blowing, the trees blowing in the wind, everything like that. Wind, it's amazing. Birds, everything. So I felt like that's audio. That's not music, that's audio. And that was fantastic. I really felt like I was in that world.
Yeah. I voted for Resident Evil, personally, for that one. Resident Evil 7. Mostly just because, again, with sound design, it felt really immersive and it actually brought up the fear factor of the game.
And that's good. That's good. It's a worthy vote. Like, honestly, this one is going to be hard to decide between.
That game was horrifying. I'm a really scary person. Like, I get scared easy in video games, and that Resident Evil 7 definitely got me multiple times. More than a few.
The music definitely helps bring up, not the music, the audio design definitely helps bring up the tension, build up the tension and everything in the shit.
Suspense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you can like you can like hear the creaks and like slight wind. Like you hear the creaks of your footsteps inside like the empty house and like the wind and shit like that. So it really builds up the tension and shit. So it definitely did what it was intended to do.
What about you, Caleb?
I voted for Resident Evil 7 just because of, like, in terms of sound design, that horror game needs it. It thrives off sound design.
Yeah.
If it doesn't have a good sound design, you fail. Five Nights at Freddy's. Let's say this: Five Nights at Freddy's. The whole reason that game is actually scary is because of its sound design, more so than its visuals. Just the little eeks and creaks of like the animatronics scares the shit out of people. Resident Evil 7 kept you on the edge of your chair the entire game, unless you took it as a joke, because some people just took it as a joke. But the sound design, the cracks, the meat, you know, like how sometimes there was like flesh ripping. It sounded like flesh ripping. It hurt to listen to. And in the good way, not like it. Oh, I can't listen to this. It's garbage. It's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be sick if I listen to any more of this. Yeah, it perfectly delivers what it's like, what you're bargaining for. VR sucked though.
Okay, so
I haven't played VR because I don't have a VR.
So moving on, we're going to talk about. I'm gonna skip the best performance. I'm gonna say it real quick. I voted for Laura Bailey for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
I'm not voting for any because I have no idea.
Because that's the only one I was somewhat familiar with. So we're going to go to Games for Impact. This is going to be another quick one because I haven't played half of these games. Here are the nominations for that. Games for Impact is for a thought-provoking game with a profound pro-social meaning or message, kind of like a visual novel or telltale game. Please Knock on My Door, Night in the Woods, Life is Strange, Bury Me, My Love, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Hellblade. I voted Life is Strange.
I voted Bury Me, My Love.
Really bad. I thought this was a really bad selection. I can think of numerous games that are better than all of these.
Mm-hmm. So y'all want me to move on, or do you not have anything else to say about that one?
I mean, I chose Life is Strange. I also didn't feel like it should be on there because Life is Strange isn't finished either. Like, it's still, like, it has one more episode to go until we have the full story of what actually happened, because this game is a prequel to regular Life is Strange. But other than that, I still chose Life is Strange because it's the only one I really knew anything about.
Yeah, not even gonna lie to you.
I have nothing. I don't know anything about Life is Strange. I just know people love the hell out of it, and basically anything Pat told us about Life is Strange, that's what I know. Okay.
Okay.
Because I watched the theory about it, but I chose A Night in the Woods because I don't know. I like the style of it. I like how it's like urban, yet it's not. Like all the characters are just like it's just reflecting like teenage life in like a small town, but it's also like trippy. It's just cool. I found it really interesting to look at.
Okay. So the next one is going to be something I know you were all going to be talking about. Best ongoing game, awarded to a game for outstanding development of ongoing content that evolves the player's experience over time. Here are the nominees: Warframe, Rainbow Six Siege, Overwatch, GTA Online, Destiny 2, and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I voted Overwatch.
Overwatch.
Because I have over 600 hours on that game, and that game has managed to keep me entertained for the longest time. And I enjoyed it so much.
I chose Rainbow Six.
Yeah.
I'm alright.
Caleb, did you Overwatch?
Why did you
I haven't voted.
Six?
Okay, let's let him go first because it's important.
I chose Rainbow Six mainly because, one, Rainbow Six kept my attention way more than Overwatch did. And I'm not saying Overwatch isn't a good game, because it is, and I own it too on PS4 and PC. Personally, it's not my type of shooter. I personally am more of a shooter to where I don't like just like I know you have your own objectives and stuff you have to do in Overwatch, but honestly, it wasn't my cup of tea. While Rainbow Six is more of a defend the bomb and like go and rescue a hostage and stuff like that, where you actually have to there's limited amount of people, so there's 5 people on each team, and you have to do things like take out the cameras, try to use sort of devices to stop people from using their cameras and the little drones, spy drones and things like that, blow up walls, it really makes you have to play with teammates, like whether you're playing casual or ranked, it kind of makes you have to, no matter what. And that's just something I really liked. I mean, I know from a certain point of view, Overwatch does it too, and I know a lot of people feel like I haven't really given Overwatch a chance. When I have played competitive. I just did it on PS4, which to some people it's completely different, and to a certain degree it is. But I personally I don't know, because I know it has to be true, because Rainbow Six on freaking PC on PS4, it's awful. I think Rainbow Six on PS4 is god awful. To be completely honest with you, it's just not something I could do, bro.
Go ahead, Caleb.
Well, I just got back. I haven't voted yet because I was just gonna instantly vote for Overwatch, but I've been thinking about the community as of lately for Overwatch, and it kind of irks me. Now it's a very slim few compared to what we have in the Overwatch community, but just to think about it, the fact that some of our best players in the game are starting to leave it because they don't find it fun anymore. You know, they just find it exhausting to do anything in the game. Worries the hell out of me. And thinking about it, I've seen many people in the community, not like famous people, but I've seen many people in the community just drop the game because of Blizzard's actions towards comp.
Mm-hmm.
I understand
Obviously.
that.
And how it evolved into a more toxic zone. What did you hear from me?
You said how players were leaving. That was it.
I heard everything. I don't know.
Okay, well, let me repeat this because John might have not heard it and it might not be on stream. The best players of Overwatch, the most competitive players of Overwatch are leaving the game, and some players are getting banned from the game with the new one-tricking rule too. there's been a lot of comp in Overwatch is the main reason why Overwatch is so thriving. I'm gonna say that right now. But the game is fun, but it doesn't entice you to keep on playing the game, even with the loot box system and the leveling up system and the border like races with your friends. It's not.
The events are really fun though. The events are really fun.
The events will always bring you back. Hold on. Talk for me, please.
Okay. Well, I can't talk for him, but I'm gonna just say.
But he's talking about the events for Overwatch, how they normally draw in people who might not play it often.
Yeah, events draw in people a lot. For me, like an event happens every like 2-3 months. And every time an event comes around, it's really fun and really like immersive. Of course, you have some of your sucky events, like this Halloween event. Junkenstein's Revenge was kind of fun. Like, remember that Uprising event, Jordan?
Yeah, I remember.
Happened?
That was fun. That actually made me go back.
That was really fun. The Halloween event had something just like that, but way worse. That wasn't all that fun. I can agree with Caleb that the biggest thing about Overwatch that makes people keep playing it is competitive, and Overwatch has such a big competitive scene, especially like it's only growing month by month too. And like it's not even like some competitive scenes like CS:GO or League of Legends or Dota for me that are boring, because I find those boring. Honestly, don't shoot me for that. I actually get entertained out of Overwatch competitive because I don't even watch competitive honestly that much on Twitch. I don't find it that entertaining at all. The most,
me too,
like the only competitive I can watch in gaming is Overwatch competitive, because it's
fighting games. I don't know if you can
fun
do
to
that.
me. I can't watch fighting games like that. They're boring for me. It's like I already know who's going to win, like going in. Honestly, it's not even just that.
Similar for Smash.
It's just like it's boring to watch, and it's predictable. It's like, oh my god, you know.
Yeah. But
GTA Online, realistically though, is probably the one that deserves this award. I voted for Overwatch because I think Overwatch has a fair shot at winning this, and I wouldn't mind if it won it. I think it's another deserving one too. GTA Online realistically is the one that deserves this award, because GTA has managed to keep a large audience over the past. When did GTA Online come out? Nearly 5 years ago. Like, that's crazy, and they have update after update after update that keeps adding new things, new fun things, new cars to buy, new missions, like more things you can do in free mode. Just, it's crazy to me. You don't have to pay for it either. It's all free. It's all free. Like that's crazy to me. But for me, it's between Overwatch and GTA. I voted Overwatch.
So, back to let me just go back to why I'm scared of Overwatch.
Go back.
Blizzard also has this very
Rocket League's the best to watch to you? Okay, interesting.
Blizzard has this very sad way of balancing characters. They have a really bad way to listen to the community, because they tend to the community more than they want. Okay, in game development, you want to tend to your community, right? That's what you want to do.
Yes.
Right? And as a game developer, you can't outright change metas because you want to. Metas evolve with the player base. However, Blizzard has this thing where they will rather give the players what they want instead of what they need, and I've seen that firsthand with what Overwatch was.
Mercy,
and it's annoying to see it.
Mercy in a nutshell.
What they did with Doomfist is the biggest example I can think of. They made Doomfist was a one-shot character. People were complaining about one-shot characters after they nerfed Roadhog, right? Most people didn't understand the fact that Roadhog is a tank. There was no punish for his one-shot ability. Hanzo can one-shot with a scatter arrow. That's because he's a squishy. He can be punished for one-shotting. Roadhog at the time was able to hook you from anywhere and kill you in one shot, and you had no way of fighting him.
And like,
people
yeah,
that
you could like kill him what his hook cooldown was like 6-7 seconds, I don't know, something like that.
It was, I think it was 8 seconds at the time.
Yeah, that's almost the amount of time it might take to kill him. So potentially he could kill 2 people in that time. Think about that.
Yeah. So, in that term, also he was able to heal, but he didn't have the damage reduction. In that term, people thought that Doomfist should have been nerfed because they felt like people would hate Doomfist. Now you don't see him anymore. He's a dead character. They're going to have to come back to Doomfist to fix him and put him in the meta. Obviously, when you add new characters, you don't want to rush them completely to be an overpowered character. But for me, I'd rather have a character that's overpowered than underpowered. I would rather have a character that's too buffed than a character that's too nerfed.
It depends. It depends completely. Possible.
I personally, I
disagree with that. I completely disagree with that. I understand the point you're going for, but I disagree with that completely. Because, look, like, if you have an underpowered character, no one's going to use them. You don't have to worry about anyone using them. If you have an overpowered character, everyone is going to use them. That's going to directly destroy your playing experience compared to an underpowered character.
Well,
like,
here's the thing about
the worry about them.
Though. There's a thing that I learned about the community. When you have an overbuffed character, a buffed character, like when they come out, they're overpowered. The community, they pick it up and use it. You know, they're going to use an overpowered character, but metas shift because of that. The overpowered character is not going to stay overpowered to the point where it's completely broken. You can't play the game. I'm talking about buff characters where everyone wants to use them, but the meta shifts so likely that it's almost impossible to use them. When Junkrat got buffed with his Riptire and his extra mine, he was seen as a juggernaut in the comp, right? Pharah, Diva, Zarya, Pharah Mercy, these meta shifts happened to change the way it plays. I don't see much the Junkrats is still more prevalent than they ever used to be. But now you don't see them as much as you were when he first got buffed. You know, I feel like when you overbuff a character to a point, I'm not talking about you have old Roadhog where he can pull you through walls and kill you in one shot.
Look, Roadhog right now, he can still one-shot you, which is weird. Like, he has this, like, if you move forward while hooking, he can one-shot you still, which I find really stupid. But I guess I'm somewhat fine because it's not a complete one shot, you know. Yeah. So it's fine. I think the characters that they like whenever they buff someone or nerf someone, they mess up something else. It's like I don't know. I'm glad they're fixing it, but I don't know.
Let's say this. So I have to say the earliest for the buff versus nerf thing, real quick. The earliest form of Roadhog was a juggernaut. If he hooked you, he could pull you through buses, walls, anything he wanted to, other players, and kill you in one shot completely. Every single character.
Inconsistent, anyways. Honestly,
they were inconsistent at the time too. But even at the time Roadhog came out and he was that strong, you didn't see Roadhog be played like meta completely. He's the only player you can play because there was things around him. You know, he was overpowered to a point where even the meta shifted and cut him off from being that juggernaut that he could have been. But, you know, the Blizzard, I love Blizzard's team for Overwatch, but they kind of drop the ball when it comes to updates like these. It takes them quite a few times, and I'll rather wait more than have them pull something that's crazy and just, you know, drop the ball and ruin the game. Because that Roadhog nerf, everyone thought Roadhog was dead. That's what we needed. We needed that Roadhog nerf. We're getting a bunch of these nerfs and buffs that I don't think we actually might need. Some of them are what we might need, but some of them are not.
This is my final statement regarding Overwatch because I don't want this to turn into an Overwatch podcast. The perfect road to me is give them the nerf from before, right? Like the damage nerf, the complete damage nerf. You know how like they nerfed his damage and then put it back up halfway? You just put his damage as low as you did last time. But give him the ability to move while healing and decrease his healing cooldown. I think that would be a perfect Roadhog.
Well, and I decided to vote for PUBG, not because I hate Overwatch, not because like I think that these like fully that all these pros leaving the game because they don't find any fun anymore. Right? But in terms of ongoing games, I feel like PUBG delivers way more towards the community what they need to Overwatch. Obviously, it's an early access game. They're going to have to do that. That's what they have to do. But, you know, again, considering the fact that PUBG is an early access game and we're getting everything we need to make this game as fair as possible and fun and interactive with every single player from the most hardcore player to the most casual player, it's for everybody. It actually is for everybody by the game mode itself. Overwatch is, you know, it's trying to be an esport, but it's also trying to look out for the casuals, which it can't really do if it's going to be that competitive compared to PUBG.
You can respect that, though.
Yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Best handheld game. No, I gotta skip some. Best mobile game.
Mobile game.
Best
screw mobile game.
Now,
none of us played mobile games, bro.
I mean, we can just go by it quick, though. I voted for Super Mario Run.
I did Old Man's Journey.
I did Fire Emblem Heroes, because it's the only app game out of all these ones I've played that I actually care.
Super Mario Run is more fun.
I don't play mobile games that often, and if I'm actually playing a mobile game, then that's how I know it's good. So it's
I voted for Fire Emblem Heroes just literally because of Jordan's streams.
It's going to be Fire Emblem Heroes or Mario Run.
Yeah, Mario Run is boring though. It's just an auto run, just tap to jump over something game. And honestly, playing it, I just got so bored.
I don't mind it. I like those games. Okay, so best handheld game. We have nominees. We have Poochie and Yoshi's Woolly World. We got Monster Hunter Stories, Metroid: Samus Returns, Ever Oasis, Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadow of Valentia. I voted Metroid: Samus Returns because that's the only thing I somewhat know aside from Monster Hunter Stories. I know a couple of them, but Metroid: Samus Returns, it's a respected game that's going to win this.
I voted for Poochie and Yoshi.
Yeah, I voted for that one too because of aesthetic, really only.
Yeah, it reminds me. The gameplay reminds me a lot of Yoshi's Story.
That's fine. All right, so moving on, best VR/AR game
for
the best game experience playable. Oh wait, Jordan, what do you vote for? Best handheld. I'm sorry.
I voted for Fire Emblem. Freaking.
I saw that one coming.
Trash. Sorry, I think I'm not going.
Alright, so best VR/AR game for the best game experience playable in virtual or augmented reality, irrespective of platform. I don't think I said that word right. Anyways, so here are the nominations for that. Super Hot VR star Shrek Bridge Crew. I've never watched or seen anything from Star Trek, just to let all of you know. Lone Echo / Echo Arena, Farpoint, Resident Evil 7, Biohazard. For best VR game, I voted Resident Evil 7 because it's not a terrible VR game. There are better ones that aren't on this list, to be fair with you. But Resident Evil 7 is between Resident Evil and Super Hot that are the two best on this list. Say what you want about Resident Evil 7 on VR. I don't own a VR, but it looks the most well-developed VR game.
I disagree. I disagree. Duck Hunt is by far the most well-deserving in my personal opinion. Duck Hunt. Duck Season. Duck Season is literally. It's literally. I know. I hate it. I don't.
That's why I'm talking on this list. Yeah. Sorry.
I chose Super Hot just because it's the only one that actually kept my attention.
Super Hot looks fun.
I've seen all of these.
It does look fun.
Actually, that's the thing. I chose Super Hot as well because. So Resident Evil 7
it's the most responsive VR? From what I know.
Yeah, Resident Evil 7 VR, at least for the PlayStation. I don't know about the PC. PlayStation VR kind of sucks already, like arguably.
It's not terrible.
I would say it's kind of bad. But I felt like Resident Evil 7 with VR broke the your immersion because of how crappy the VR headset handled. It did help. It did help get a cheap scare out of you because, you know, it's in your face, but I felt like the camera angles and the camera braking and just how it controlled kind of broke the immersion. It still scared you though. But with Super Hot, it seemed like the cleanest, the most fluent VR game out of all of it. It made the most sense to put that game into VR as well. And that's all I gotta say about it.
Can we talk about how ugly Star Trek looks? I mean, to be fair, a lot of VR games look ugly because it's early, but that Star Trek looks ugly. Okay, so let's go into this. So everyone got their points across there.
Yeah, I got one.
So best action game for the best game in the action genre focused on combat. So the nominees here are Prey, Neo, Destiny 2, Cuphead, and Wolfenstein 2. I voted Destiny 2.
I voted Cuphead.
Wrong. All of you are wrong. Bad.
Wolfenstein, right?
Freaking Neo, bro. Neo
is
Japanese
pretty lit.
Dark Souls,
to be honest, everything on this list is pretty good. I feel like Cuphead's the odd one here because Cuphead.
It's action,
but it's like
on what you call action.
Yeah, it's a lot of just spamming.
You didn't feel immersed. You didn't feel immersed into that. You're just trying not to die.
You're just you're trying not to die. It's like
I'm not trying to die, bro. I gotta start this whole boss over again, bro.
Right? That's not taking anything away. Not taking anything away from Cuphead. It's just like Destiny 2. If you're going to sit here and tell me Cuphead has more action than Destiny 2, Neo, Prey, Wolfenstein, you're full of shit.
Well, I would see that as an argue. I can argue with that.
No, I don't.
There's no way.
I don't.
I don't see it.
I'm sorry.
Normally I see it, but...
Alright, come on, argue with me. Let's do this.
Go ahead, Caleb. Get on it.
Come on. Argue with me.
Come on. Come on, bitch.
Caleb.
Cuphead's pressure, bro. Cuphead has, in terms of action...
Pressure isn't action.
No, it is action. Focus on combat. The whole game is combat. You are focused on pressure. You are constantly avoiding and tagging enemies. You have to do it the entire time. There's no break.
But
you have to keep going.
Yeah.
Neo, there's a break. Destiny 2, it's a break. There's like a lot of time where you go from action to walking the entire way to another action. Then you walk again. To
be honest with you, I wouldn't even put Cuphead in this category. I wouldn't even put Cuphead in this category. Like, I feel like it's the odd one here. Not taking anything away from Cuphead, like I said, because it's a future game on the stream on the channel, probably December. But I voted Destiny 2 because it has the most action. It's really immersive. Just Destiny 2 as the action game in general is really good. Prey is a really good game that I really want to play. Neo is Japanese Dark Souls. Like, come on.
Yeah, awesome. I'm not even gonna lie. Neo.
All these are good contenders, honestly, except Cuphead. Cuphead's kind of the odd one there, but like it's a decent contender. Come on, Nick. What's your point?
I think it's a great contester because like when it comes to action games, they don't need to be like constant action all the time in order to be like
they don't. Like, but that's what we're voting on.
I know. So like if we're voting on that, then me personally, I found that more out of Cuphead because with Cuphead, you're constantly like strategizing, constantly like focusing on minor things to the side of your screen and shit like that. You're constantly like you're multitasking like the whole game.
It's not really strategizing. So it's just like not dying, like Jordan said. I'm not trying to downplay Cuphead, but like it's not like as immersive as Destiny 2's action or Prey's action or Neo's action, Wolfenstein 2. Like I feel like Destiny's gonna win this one though. It's between Destiny 2 and Neo because Neo did really good.
Yeah, I still think Cuphead personally for my.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just personally disagree. Okay, so everyone done with their opinions on that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to best action adventure game. For the best action adventure game combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Puzzle solving? None other than Zelda.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I tried to give it to Odyssey.
Uncharted, I haven't played The Lost Legacy. But puzzle solving in Uncharted is fucking trash.
Honestly, it's too hard, bro. I ain't even gonna lie.
I'm not gonna lie, it's too hard.
It's stupid, bro.
Like
Honestly, bro, how do they expect you to figure some of that stuff out? I'm just like, nah, fam.
Uncharted, there was a puzzle in Uncharted 2 I could not solve. Like, they didn't give me any hints, anything. I was just like,
bro, the first one in 3, bro, I was just like, bro, this is too much for me, bro. I don't know what it was. I couldn't handle it.
Nope.
Yeah, I mean, Legend of Zelda has more fun puzzles.
Breath of the Wild's puzzles were Breath of the Wild. Don't get me wrong. Breath of the Wild's puzzles were very hard. Like I literally sat there for over a clean hour trying to figure some of them out. But it was like, I felt like
that's just an aspect.
But literally, like some other games, like I was just like, I don't know. I felt like it was better overall.
Action adventure is literally Zelda though, so.
That's literally what it is.
I gave it to Zelda because I don't know. Zelda's always seemed like the new Breath of the Wild was such a game where it's like you could play it all day and you can come back and pick it up. The only other game that I would say that for was Odyssey, but Odyssey is one of those games that you try to finish as soon as you play it. You know, It's one of those addicting games where you just try to go through the entire game at one session.
When you're talking about Odyssey?
Yeah. While
Honestly,
in Breath of
the puzzles weren't even a puzzle in Odyssey.
Yeah, but not even. It's not even like only the puzzles weren't puzzling, honestly. But the combat with traverse,
like going somewhere.
Traversing the lands of Odyssey was fun. Is fun. I even have a Switch and I find it fun just to watch, like to see. But I definitely feel like Breath of the Wild beats it in that aspect too.
So what? That's the third award Breath of the Wild's gonna win. Yikes. Breath of the Wild is getting a minimum of 2 awards. Okay, so going on, assuming no one else has anything else to say. Best role-playing game for the best game design with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Final Fantasy 15 is bad in the last part. None of these really have massive.
I voted South Park personally.
No. Final Fantasy 15.
Hold up, Nick. We haven't even know the freaking nominees yet.
I got too excited. I mean,
it just came out, and honestly,
a lot of these have multiplayer?
I don't know, John. So what are the nominees?
What are the nominees, John?
Okay, the nominees are South Park: The Fractured Butthole, Final Fantasy 15, Divinity: Original Sin 2, Persona 5, and Nier Automata.
South Park, my guy.
I forget what I voted for. Best role playing. I think I voted Persona 5. To be honest, South Park: The Fractured Butthole, it looks really great, and I want to play that.
Yeah,
I voted for South Park as well because
I didn't vote for South Park, but
I still need to look at Persona 5. Maybe the main reason why I haven't looked at Persona 5 yet is that Persona 5 seems like one of those games that I just want to play. You know, I just want to pick it up and learn from the game to play.
Too much.
But with South Park, from the stick. Okay, so I never really liked South Park as a kid or like as growing up ever. But then the Stick of Truth came out and I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch this. You know, I'll try it. From the Stick of Truth, I became whoa, I want to play. I'm ready for South Park.
Caleb.
After seeing the Fractured Butthole gameplay, like everything, I'm just like, yo,
it's really immersive. Yeah.
Yo, guys, I gotta pause this right quick. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. EA apparently. Hold on. Okay.
Adam said that real early.
I know I saw, but I didn't look into it. But this is actually like a thing now. All right. So.
What is it?
As we approach the worldwide launch, it's clear that many of you feel there are still challenges in the design. We've heard the concerns about potentially giving players unfair advantages, and we've heard that this is overshadowing an otherwise great game. This was never our intention. Sorry we didn't get this right. We hear you loud and clear, so we're turning off all in-game purchases. We will now spend more time listening, adjusting, balancing, and tuning. This means that the option to purchase crystals in the game is now offline, and all progression will be earned through gameplay. The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date. I cannot talk, I'm sorry. Only after we've made changes to the game. We'll share more details as we work through this. Okay, so the memes got to them? Ah! Fun.
The ability to purchase crystals in-game will become available at a later date.
So people are about to buy, like, this bad...
They just said that they're not... What the...
That's wild.
They just said no in-game purchases, but you can buy stuff later. What?
Alright. Okay, so let's get... Alright, so what were you guys saying? I'm sorry for
South Park felt like an episode of South Park. The game felt like an actual episode.
I saw a clip that made me laugh so hard, bro.
That is an amazing feat. South Park itself as a show is an amazing, well-written, funny show. Depending on your humor, obviously. But you can't deny it's well written. It's not just like Family Guy. Family Guy. I'm not shitting on Family Guy. If you like Family Guy, watch Family Guy. You know, because it's made for you know, it's a show when you don't want to like pay attention to the world. You just want to watch something funny, right?
Mm-hmm. Funny, fun quote.
Okay,
funny.
Shut up. Not Family Guy. South Park is kind of the opposite of that now. But since the game actually felt like the episode, but you knew for a fact that you were still playing a game and you can still get enjoyment from a game, yet it felt like an episode, was an amazing feat to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like the amount of like side quests in the game was like really fun to go back and play.
And the side quests? in the game
hilarious too.
never felt like a chore. They never did.
No, that was even with Stick of Truth. Honestly, that was even with Stick of Truth. They didn't feel like you were like you never did feel like a chore, and they were hilarious most of the time. They were like they were awesome. So, and this game looks honestly even better. Like I'm glad Trey Parker and Matt Stone continued like the trend of like the South Park games, and it still turned out to be a quality game.
Yeah, they decided to actually put a lot of quality into it.
I hope that this is the last though. I hope they just end it here when it comes to South Park games.
Maybe.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I actually hope for more South Park games, but as long as they're not as frequent as a Call of Duty or anything, like as long as it takes 3, 4, 5 years to complete every other South Park game, I'm fine with them making more.
And well, actually, I'll withdraw my statement because South Park has been on a pretty good streak as of recently. Like the recent season has been like one of their best season in years. I shouldn't say years, but in a while, it's been like their best season.
I haven't watched South Park in like 2 years.
I think, John, you should get back into this new season because it's not story driven anymore, and the like humor is a lot more like tasteful. I feel like.
All right. Yeah, I saw a scene
it's
earlier,
funny.
like with like this female Cartman basically. It was like hilarious as hell. Is that all everyone has to say about the role playing game section?
I still feel like Persona 5, like
that's why I voted for it. Yeah.
Well, trash game. Trash.
I honestly don't think 15 deserves to be on there, but I mean, whatever.
Okay, so, I mean, it got on there because of Sony.
I still need to finish beating the game, though.
Okay, so we're gonna move on. Best fighting game for the best game design primarily around head-to-head combat. Here are the nominees: Tekken 7. Needhog 2, I never heard of that. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, that we're gonna pretend that doesn't exist because that
no.
Injustice 2 and Arms.
No. Okay.
I voted Arms
to be on here.
Arms is dead. Nidhogg 2 is an indie game.
So it's basically Tekken 7 and Injustice 2.
Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, despite its ugly look, has very solid gameplay. Take this. The gameplay is extremely solid. It is extremely fun to learn combos in that game. And I'm not talking from experience, but when I watch fighting games, I analyze the hell out of them. I look at everything I can to make me feel like I'm playing the game, which is completely different from actually playing the game, but I try my hardest. Seeing the gameplay of Capcom, despite how ugly it is really satisfying to watch. It's actually really fun to watch combos go off in that game. It goes a lot of crazy crap. It's actually arguably on the same level or even better than Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But despite its look and Capcom failed in adding new Capcom characters, it's not going to make Game of the Year, and I didn't bother voting for it. So basically, it's Tekken 7 versus Injustice 2. I just had to stand up for Marvel vs. Capcom.
I haven't
voted Injustice 2.
I haven't played Injustice 2. I've played Tekken 7, and
it's great though.
Tekken 7's okay, but Injustice 2, based off of what I've seen, looks like it has it's on the level of Mortal Kombat X regarding how much to do there is in that game.
Mm-hmm.
Mortal Kombat X had a lot to do when it first came out. And it was enough to keep me busy for nearly a year. Injustice 2 looks like it has that same concept going for it, and that's great. Arms died when it released. It's not a bad game, but it's like one of those games. It's like Wii Sports. It's probably gonna be the Wii Sports of the Switch.
Yo,
True.
Stop it.
Oh,
but I voted for Tekken 7.
Wii Sports Boxing 2, guys. That's Arms in a nutshell.
I try to forget the Wii happened. I try to forget that.
Wii was a good console. Talk about Wii U. Nah. Wii good console.
I've played the original Injustice, and I don't know. I guess it's because of Mortal Kombat itself, but I don't know. I just feel I don't really like the combat of like Mortal Kombat 10, even though I have it, and I will ever get around to playing it, maybe in like the next 3 years.
Damn.
Not even that, just how it feels. Maybe it's because of the network shit to it. The net coding.
Oh yeah,
maybe I didn't like it.
Yeah, it was good it was decent when I first played it. But it's not the greatest. So, to be honest with you, it's hard to name a fighting game that has like really good net coding for me. Street Fighter 5 has bad netcoding. I can't talk
Tekken
about
7 had an amazing
really.
netcoding on PC. When it released on PC, it had an amazing netcoding. It was better than PS4's. Everyone got it on PC.
Was it good? Was it good all around though?
Yeah, it was good all around. The lag wasn't
I'll
heavy.
give it that then. I haven't experienced it. All I did was face you through freaking SharePlay on PS4.
Yeah, Tekken 7 had a rough start when it came through. It didn't finish. They had to have the first DLC had to add extra game modes like how they did with Street Fighter 5. It had a rough start, but in terms of how I've played it, I will get Injustice 2 one day. The only reason why I'd get Injustice 2 now is for Hellboy. That's the only one. This is the only character I want to play.
2
yeah,
after,
that looks awesome.
After I get my fill of Fighters, which is probably going to be like next summer. So
Fighters is going to be the next game I get over 1,000 hours on. Dead ass.
Yeah.
I'm getting Fighters day 1.
You said that about
because I'm getting it for Christmas.
Game, but
I haven't said that about every fighting game.
Smash.
I've said that I'm gonna.
Tekken.
Smash. I have over 1,000 hours in.
I
do.
I'll give you that.
I've checked it.
He's a Smash.
Street Fighter 5, Tekken 7. I said I was gonna. I said I was gonna play a lot of, but I didn't really specify that I was gonna like break milestones with it. I said I was gonna play a lot of it. Mortal Kombat X was basically, it was on sale. I'm gonna buy it because I can play with John sometimes. You know.
I don't think I'm gonna put like 1,000 hours in Fighters. Not like maybe in like a year or maybe in like a 2-year time period I will, but like I don't see myself playing Fighters that much. I know Fighters, like I'm gonna beat the story of that game. There's a good there's gonna be like a good 2-3 months where I only play that game. And then I'm gonna drop it like I did every other fighting game.
Well,
by drop, I don't mean drop it completely. I mean like only play it with friends, kind of like what Skullgirls right now.
It's a fighter, so I mean that's kind of common.
It's
Overwatch,
a fighting game. I don't see myself playing it not
PUBG,
like a lot like that.
And TF2, all these games I put a lot of hours into. I always started off with watching it on YouTube and thinking, "Oh, that's an interesting game. I really want to play it." And then the more I watched it, the more I got obsessed with it. That's how I feel with
Rainbow Six. That's how that started with me.
I actually want to start. I don't know if you want to play with me, but I want to play Rainbow Six on the weekend.
I just trained with Adam, and now he's really good because he kind of started off rough, but like he's really good now. Like,
you're gonna have to teach me some strats because I don't know how to approach that game right now.
Honestly, Rainbow Six, it's the type of game to where literally you can get better at it by watching YouTube videos.
Okay.
Like just knowing the name of rooms and stuff, and the name of the maps and like how they work. That's literally it. And you can just get better by knowing that. If you know the map, that literally can put you at an advantage in the game. If you know it better than someone else, or you know a shortcut to get to a certain area better than someone else, that can literally win you the game.
But the reason why I voted for Tekken 7 mostly was, other than Fighters, it's the only game that I bought for PS4, and I still want to play it. The only reason why I don't play it on PS4 is because it's very inconvenient for me to talk to my friends and play it on PS4 because it's in a completely other room, and I have a desktop and shit.
Same, and I really want to do mods. I'm a big mod person because, like, yeah, the base game is going to be really good, but it's like the Dragon Ball modding community. I don't know if you guys know anything about it, but the Dragon Ball modding community is literally one of the best community there is. They're really committed. They're committed, like if they
maybe not as committed as the Gmod community, but
they're committed to making the game better than what the developers can. So if they can do that, they're definitely going to try their hardest to do it. And they've done that with Xenoverse 2, and I just thought, wow, they did fantastic with this. So I can't wait to see what they do with Fighters. That's another big reason why I want to see it. And
there's no other game that I've gotten so far. Last reason for voting for Tekken 7 is got far where I wanted to buy it twice. Literally, I want to get Tekken 7 is one of the games that I'm trying to get for Christmas on my PC, so I can play the hell out of it.
I want the only thing that makes
Tekken 7's gameplay is as clean as Tekken 5. I'm sorry, Jordan.
I like Tekken 5 better.
I feel like Tekken 7's gameplay is as clean as Tekken 5's. Because I went back to Tekken 5 after I played Tekken 7. Did you go back to Tekken 5 after playing Tekken 7?
I haven't went back to any fighting game, honestly.
I feel like you might need to try Tekken 5 again, and then we can play Tekken 7 again and see what you think. Because when I first played Tekken 7, I was like, whoa, this is lit, but I don't think it's better than Tekken 5. I went back to Tekken 5 and I was like, yeah, this is kind of better.
Maybe.
Not too much, but better. I would say give the benefit of the doubt for that one.
I might. Okay, so moving on, we're going to talk about best family game. For the best game appropriate for family play. I can fucking talk. For the best game appropriate for family play, irrespective of genre or platform, Splatoon 2, Sonic Mania, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Super Mario Odyssey. Family game, the only two games that should even be nominated for are Mario plus Rabbids and Mario Kart. Mario Kart wins this, so...
Splatoon 2 is not really a family game. Super Mario Odyssey... Super Mario Odyssey and Mania are not family games. I mean, technically, family games also fall under, I want to see my kids play. Most of the time, it's just parents that want to see their kids play.
Mario Kart 8.
Yeah.
But yeah, Mario Kart 8 is definitely, without a doubt, the winner. Because Rabbids, everyone questioned Rabbids at first, but then I realized I actually do like Rabbids as a video game franchise. They're interesting, they're funnier. They're actually really funny because of the type of comedy about it. It's not really fart jokes. It's more like situational humor, Nick. You have to look into it a bit more.
I didn't say anything about it. I haven't played it. I don't know anything about Rabbids.
Everyone got upset when they saw Rabbids. I got upset too, but then I seen more of it. I'm like, honestly, this game's actually pretty good. But Mario Kart 8 is literally one of the only games where it's all multiplayer. It can be competitive as hell and be fun as hell, and everyone can just pick it up and play it.
I play it on Nice Night every week, so it's like I gotta go with Mario Kart. It's too good.
Not everybody can play Smash Brothers and be fight. Not everyone can play a fighting game, but most people can play racing games. Like I could probably get my grandmother to play Mario Kart 8 if I had Mario Kart 8.
Who doesn't like games? To do it, bro.
The next two categories is gonna be kind of meh to talk about. So.
Okay, so let's go through them quick answers. Best strategy game, best game focused on real-time or turn-based strategy gameplay. Okay, so
irrespective of platform.
Okay, XCOM 2, War of the Chosen, Tooth and Tail, Total War, Halo Wars 2, Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I voted Mario plus Rabbids.
I voted Tooth and Tail. Me personally.
Tooth and Tail because it just looks cool.
Yeah, it's the only one I can really say it must be good because like there are certain YouTubers like I trust their opinion on pretty much everything because I share a lot of viewpoints with them and that's something that they play kind of often. So I'm like, all right, well, I mean, if they're playing it, it's got to be good. I mean, that's the whole goal of freaking games anyway. Like playing a game on YouTube is to where this YouTuber plays it. So I mean, it's got to be good, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm looking at gameplay right now of Tooth and Tail and it looks really fun actually.
It's a very 8-bitty game, but it also has a lot of effort into it, which is cool.
So
I might actually play this.
So best sports game, I voted 2K18.
I voted FIFA 18 literally because I love FIFA and I want to play FIFA, but I am not bothered to buy it every year. That's literally the only reason why I don't play FIFA anymore. I don't want to buy it again.
Completely understandable.
I just don't want to buy it again.
Yeah, I could give less of a shit about this category, honestly.
Alright.
Yeah.
Jordan, about you? You vote for this category?
I said freaking 2K.
Oh.
Yeah.
If I want to play sports, I'll go outside and do it myself. I don't want to play a game on it.
Next one's gonna be nice.
Will you now? Okay.
Yes.
Best multiplayer for outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op and massively multiplayer experiences, irrespective of game genre. So here are the nominees for this: Fortnite, Call of Duty World War II, Splatoon 2, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Destiny 2, and PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds. I voted Fortnite because I just wanted to vote Fortnite. Not even gonna lie, like I want Fortnite to get more popular.
I voted Mario Kart.
I voted Fortnite.
I voted PUB.
Nobody did Mario Kart. Okay.
Because Mario Kart already got it. I don't think it's the best multiplayer game. I think it's like a good game that you want to
I think out of the list though, because like Fortnite's still very beta, and so is PUBG from what I hear. So.
Fortnite and PUBG are in beta.
Both of those games in beta are better than Splatoon, better than World War II, and
I don't even care because this isn't the game of the year like freaking vote. So I mean, that's fine. I wouldn't choose either of them for this game of the year, but
Destiny 2, Destiny 2 is probably should get this, but I feel like I should wait for some expansions to come out.
I don't really support Destiny 2 what they kind of doing 4 months into the game and they're already bringing out an expansion. I would have rather wait for like the game to come out 3 months later with the expansion in it. But you know, there's also you have to make the budget to get that expansion anyways. But
okay,
you know.
This is
PUBG,
a great category here. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Real quick, PUBG, because we've already seen the feats that it has accomplished with its vote, with its like community. And the only reason why Fortnite's there also is because of the PUBG competition, how PUBG blew up. And Fortnite was already in development already, but the free-to-play platform really blew it up as well because everyone wanted to play PUBG. And they're like, oh, I can't play PUBG. Fortnite looks interesting. Not saying that Fortnite's a bad game because of it, just because it's, you know, that's just the situation most people went to.
Yeah.
But I still give it to PUBG because of its development.
Yeah, World War II sucks, Evo and Mario Kart, alright. Okay. This category is... There's so many good options here, I'm not gonna lie, but these are all Sony games. Really these are all Sony games. And I feel like there's some games that should have been here that didn't make the list. But I can't get too mad, because it's like, realistically, like... In our little Twitter communities, Discord communities, we know everything about like these games, like Kingdom Hearts 3 fighters that should have been on this list, but everyone else is probably like these are definitely the big dogs right here. I can definitely say that, but I do feel like KH3 and fighters should definitely be on this list, especially fighters. But anyways, most anticipated
on this list,
most anticipated game. Awarded to an upcoming game that has shown significant ambition and promise. Title must be announced and scheduled to release after December 7th, 2018. The Last of Us Part 2, Red Dead Redemption 2, Monster Hunter World, Marvel's Spider-Man, and God of War. Those are all those games are going to be great. Those games alone shows that Sony is going to own next year. Sony's going to dominate next year, I feel. This year was Nintendo's year. Next year is Sony's year.
Honestly, even then, even though all these games are great, but I'm one of the people that know for a fact what's the best one on this list.
I voted Last of Us 2. I know Last of Us 2 is going to be
I got God of War. I put
God of War too.
Like I wanted to do God of War because I've grown up with God of War. I've grown up with God of War, but I've only played through maybe not even half the last. I played through maybe 40-50% of that game, maybe 30 even. I don't know. Jordan has to tell me that because I'm still playing through it on stream. The Last of Us has one of the best narratives I've seen in any video game. It's so immersive. It's so immersive. Characters are great. A lot of things about that game are great. God of War has a chance to have the exact same thing Last of Us has. Great narrative and gameplay. The thing people are iffy on, because I think God of War, the new God of War's narrative is going to be great. I'm just worried about its story. I'm worried about its gameplay. Because they're taking a completely different approach with God of War's gameplay this time around. Red Dead Redemption 2. It's going to be good. It's going to be. I don't have much to say about it, but I don't think it's going to surpass Last of Us or God of War. I feel like Red Dead Redemption 2 is definitely going to sell the most out of all of these, though. It's just because it's Rockstar. Spider-Man, that's going to be a great game. I don't have much to say about it because it's another Spider-Man game. I'm not taking anything away from it, but it's another Spider-Man game. Monster Hunter World is going to be great. That's the day one cop, week one cop. So everyone, both of you voted God of War. Me and Jordan voted Last of Us. Anything else you have to say about that?
No, God of War just looks fucking fantastic.
It's just, I always wanted to get into a God of War game, and seeing that they remade it, or you know, they made another one.
Yeah,
it just looks amazing to me.
I've gotten a God of War game. Yeah, I still need to finish God of War 3. So
seeing Kratos with a beard like that too,
just
like,
awesome.
My God,
Dad Kratos.
Papa Kratos.
For real. Yeah.
Papa Kratos.
Alright, so I'm going to move on to the best independent game. I'm not even going to read off the other ones. Cuphead won this.
Cuphead wins. Cuphead. If you think that Cuphead doesn't win, you need to like actually jump off a bus while it's moving.
Best independent game.
games.
Oh,
say that.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cuphead.
If you actually think that Night in the Woods, Hellblade, I'll give it. It's visuals.
All right. It's fair.
What Remains of Edith Finch? I have no idea. And Pier, this is the first time I've ever heard of it, will beat Cuphead. Stop it.
Yeah.
No,
All right,
no,
I'm gonna go ahead and skip a couple categories here. Best esports game.
No, what are you doing?
What?
Trending gamer? Hello?
Dr. Disrespect, bro.
Dr. Disrespect.
All right. Dr. Disrespect. Dr.
the doctor?
No, I don't want to disrespect. No, don't do that. Don't irate people. Okay. The reason I skipped that is because I don't know anyone else on that list other than Dr. Disrespect, and he is great. He is a great streamer.
Shroud is the only person the other person I know on that. Shroud was one of CS:GO Cloud9's players. He was one of the best. He quit it to stream PUBG full time because he didn't find CS:GO fun anymore. And he's the only person that actually is better than Dr. Disrespect at PUBG, and he competes with them on a day-to-day basis. So I'm just saying this: if you try to disrespect the Doctor, he's going to show you why he's the 1993-1994 video game blockbuster champion. Okay, he will show you why he is that.
Caleb, shh.
Interesting. Yeah.
1993, 1990. I think it's 1993 or 1994, 1995. I don't know.
All right, so whatever. Esports now.
Best esports game. Best esports game. Rocket League, League of Legends, Dota 2. Gotta scroll down. Counter-Strike and Overwatch. I voted Overwatch because that's why I play the most and that's why I enjoy the most.
Yeah, Overwatch as well.
I play CS:GO. I don't like CS:GO. I play League of Legends. Not really into it. I play Rocket League. Rocket League's like okay. Like it's fun, but you need a squad to play that game.
Honestly, I voted for Overwatch, but I really think that Dota 2 is going to win it.
Yeah.
I feel like Dota 2 is going to win, not just because Dota 2 is the biggest esport game. League of Legends I think is the biggest esport game, right? I don't know. It's actually tied between League of Legends and Dota 2 in terms of how big it is. But with Dota 2, you don't need to know anything about the game to watch the game and know when something's important. I watch Smite MOBA and I watch League of Legends sometimes, even though I don't understand half of it. I have never seen Dota 2 gameplay, but when I see the legendary Dota 2 gameplay, I don't know what's going on, but I don't know what's going on during the whole match, but there's these times where you get excited because you know exactly what's going on and you know the massive things about this. My brother doesn't even look at MOBAs. He's 11. He can tell when a 5-man alt wipe is important in Dota 2. Even in Overwatch. Yeah. Overwatch is just kind of harder to watch because of they changed it early now with the World Cup, but it was kind of harder to watch before with how it's presented.
I always found Overwatch entertaining to watch.
Depends on who's playing.
Yeah.
Okay, you like that song.
So, moving on from that, best debut indie game, recognizing a new independent studio that released its first game in 2017. Winner selected by fan voting. Cuphead won that. Mr. Shift looks really cool. I can't even lie.
Hollow Knight is the only other game that I wish. I kind of wish that Cuphead wasn't on here just so I could vote for Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight, I don't know if you guys seen it. But Hollow Knight's an actually amazing game. It's like it's like a Dark Souls game as well, but it's like a Dark Souls platformer.
Yeah,
it's really good.
The art style is really fun.
Let me actually see if I can pirate that game. Let me get that.
I want to pirate it just so I can buy it later.
Legally support the creators.
Oh yeah,
legally
obtain that game with my own money that I have.
Caleb, I want to legally support the developers.
For the FBI and police watching this, I didn't say that. This line,
For the FBI,
no, I didn't say it either.
Saying this,
distinguish our voices.
No, yeah, I didn't say that either. I said I want to respectfully and legally directly support the developers and companies.
Yeah, I heard that too, right?
Right? That's what I said.
Yeah.
Somebody caught that.
All right, so
yeah, that's what I just said.
Anyways, that is all. That's all that.
No. We cannot deny the most important thing right here: the best Chinese game. Okay,
dude, we can't ignore it. Yeah,
dude, you trying to ignore the best Chinese? Okay, never mind.
Oh,
I'm not.
yeah.
No, you can't vote for that.
My favorite game is Gumballs.
Gumball. The jury picks that.
Well, anyways, that's pretty much it for this podcast.
That's
guys.
it, dude.
We went on for
the Game
2
Awards
hours.
over. We missed it.
Yeah, Game Awards over. We missed
It's
it.
the Game Awards, bro.
Those are our thoughts. Those are our thoughts on the nominations.
I hope you guys enjoyed Uni being here for like 15 minutes.
That was pretty cool. It lasted.
Yeah. Famous YouTuber alert.
He's still offline on Discord. All right.
He's dead.
But anyways, though, guys, thank you for coming out to today's podcast. It's been fun. This was one of the more fun podcasts I've been a part of, honestly.
Especially because we got Nick to talk.
Yeah, Nick actually talked this podcast. Imagine that.
It's weird. I don't know. It probably won't happen again. Don't hold your little nose on it.
It'll happen because the next episode will be we're going to be releasing a Homeworld Plus episode. I'll let you guys in on what Homeworld Plus is later down the line. We will be releasing a Homeworld Plus episode on my YouTube channel. We may live stream it, I don't know, on the Steven Universe episodes.
Oh, cool.
And next week's Homeworld podcast episode will in fact be about
I don't care.
Overwatch.
I hope I can't join that one.
Oh, trash game. Sorry.
Nope.
We might be able to get some of my. Oh well, I don't know.
Now I guarantee you that will be the most toxic podcast to date.
Oh heck yes, sir.
I don't know. The most toxic people I play Overwatch with have kind of quit it.
If we get the people we want in the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right, but anyways, though, thank you guys for coming up to the podcast. I really do appreciate it. Everyone's links will be in the description below for those of you over on YouTube. I really do appreciate all of you coming out here today. Caleb, Nick, Jordan.
Uni.
I'm always here.
Uni for 30 minutes. Anyways, though, we'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.
Check out
later.
the music. Yeah, later.
Check out my content.